Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles, where in today's Tier 8 domination battle here on the Trap map, we're going to be following the antics of Alpha 908 in the French Tier 8 battleship, the Richelieu, named after the famous Cardinal Richelieu, French Minister of State in the 1600s for a period of 20 years between 1624 and I think 1642. Although most famous for being the villain in the Three Musketeers movies and books. And there's also the inventor of the table knife. Yeah, true story. He got so sick and tired of people's bad manners at tables using their knives to pick food out of their mouths and teeth that he insisted that all of the knives be dulled and rounded, and it caught on and spread to other countries. So there you go. The more you know. So anyway, Tier 8 domination battle here on the Trap map. But before things start getting warmed up, it's time for Danny to pay the bills, and that means it's time for a word from our sponsors. Today's video is sponsored by Opera GX, the browser for gamers or people who are just sick and tired of putting up with Google Chrome. It's faster, less intrusive, and uses less system resources, allowing you to decide exactly how much of your memory and your CPU cycles the browser is going to take over, so that whatever you're playing doesn't turn into a slideshow because you just happen to have a browser running in the background. It comes with unique features like integrated ChatGPT functionality to enable you to find answers to all of those burning questions that have been keeping you up late at night. But you can always just use it as a regular search engine to find appropriate responses to the kind of answers that ChatGPT finds for you. My personal favourite feature of Opera GX is the mod support. Mods are a feature that allow you to take full control over the way your browser looks, feels and sounds. I've been running this Cyberpunk 2077 V mod since, well, the day I installed the browser. There are thousands of mods just like this available at the GX mod corner, all completely free of course. And if you don't like all of the features of one mod, but you like the animated background of one, and maybe you like the background music of another, or you like the mouse over sound effects of another, then you can just pick and choose the bits and pieces that you want from a wide selection of mods and combine them all into your own unique desktop browser experience. Or if you're feeling particularly adventurous, you can just create your own from scratch with the comprehensive built-in mod creation support that Opera GX offers. All of this for the princely sum of absolutely nothing, because it's a browser and nobody charges money for browsers, and you can get it by heading over to operagx.gg/jingles3, or just click the link in the video description and take control of your browsing experience today. Yeah, that wasn't so bad, was it? Welcome back. So anyway, yeah, the Richelieu, Tier 8 French battleship. I have to say I'm not a big fan of this ship. I mean, it's not bad. There's absolutely nothing bad about this ship. But there's nothing really good about it either. Well, except for the speed. It is a fast battleship, and it comes with a speed boost. I have to give it the speed. It's got a top speed of 30.4 knots, and it comes with an engine boost. And the actual ship, because it did exist, the actual design was very successful. It's just that here in World of Warships, while there is nothing specifically bad about it, and the only really good thing about it is the speed. Let's talk about the guns, because this is the first, I think, French battleship to get 15-inch guns, 380mm guns. And it's got 8 of them, which is a decent number, and as is very typically French, they're all arranged in 2 forward quad turrets. But other Tier 8 ships that are on with 15-inch guns get a 26-second reload. The Richelieu has a 30-second reload, and the accuracy is highly questionable. I mean, we're not talking Gneisenau standards of couldn't hit the side of a bomb from the inside, but the accuracy and dispersion it's not good. Oh, I'll tell you what is good. Just scored a hit with the depth charges. Those speculative depth charges that he popped off over there actually hit something, which is nice. He is still spotted though, which suggests that the Anshan that laid that very, very angry looking smoke screen up there is no longer inside that smoke screen and is the one doing the spotting. So before his broadside gets paddled, or he gets too close to be able to safely turn away, he's executing the turn now. Going to get some shots out there against the Anhalt. And yep, sure enough, the Anshan just spotted outside of the smoke screen. Yeah, sneaky little bugger. Oh, there's a bug in this replay, by the way. Oh, wow. First, we'll come back to that bug in just a second. So the enemy U-190 just torpedoed and sank the Hatsuharu right before the Hatsuharu got its torpedoes into and sank the enemy Bliskovice. Ooh, the Kijkduin, or however the hell you Dutch pronounce this thing. Time to panel a cruiser. Shots out, let's go. And, yep, that's going to leave a mark. Now, at this point, most cruiser captains, or at least those capable of thinking and breathing at the same time, might be thinking to themselves, ow, Richelieu hurted me. Don't want that to happen again. Maybe take advantage of the smoke screen that the Anshan laid, or motor into cover behind those islands. And while this does look like that's what our little Dutch cruiser friend is doing, if you have a look at the mini-map, he was actually continuing to head towards danger, although it's possible he tried to turn an angle at the last second, but either way, it didn't work. He's dead. So, the bug that I was talking about. There is a bug present in this replay. What I'd like you to do is let me know in the comments at what point during the video you realised what the bug was, and then I'll let you know during the video the point where I realised what the bug was. And I'll bet you all get there before I do. Okay? So that's the challenge. See if you can figure out what the bug is before I can. Honestly, it's not going to be that hard, because I'm kind of crap. Anyway, back to the Richelieu. I mean, you know, like I said, there's nothing especially bad about the ship. Aside from the kind of slow reload on the 15-inch guns and their questionable dispersion. Oh, the enemy U-190's just got himself a second kill. Don't worry, it won't be his last. I mean, sometimes the dispersion on these guns is actually pretty good. I mean, that salvo against the New Mexico looked actually pretty tight. It's just a shame they all missed. Oh well, never mind. But other times, and we're going to see an example of it in this battle, you get shots from the same turret landing hundreds of meters apart. It's just unreliable. Oh, hang on. Broadside shot here against the Caracciolo, and the range is good. The dispersion doesn't look that bad. Well, it's not completely terrible. Yeah, decent result. 2 penetrations, a Citadel. Not bad at all. He's up to 48,000 damage. Other times, yeah, they're just not reliable. He's looking for a follow-up salvo here. Can he get the guns reloaded before the island gets in the way? And it looked like he did. I swear the shots went out before the terrain occluded indicator came up, but nope. It was not to be. New Mexico's just kind of sitting there, though. Oh, hang on. Smoke just started coming from the funnel. He is moving. It looks like he's reversing. The New Mexico's firing. They are just 14-inch guns, but you do need to still angle against them, otherwise you can get paddled. I think he's only just way too late seen the 2 torpedoes that he's about to eat as Alpha gets the guns firing, and if you have to angle against 14-inch armor piercing in a Tier 8 battleship, which Alpha did, then you definitely have to angle against 15-inch armor piercing in a Tier 6 battleship, which the New Mexico did not. So he's dead. And there has just been a flurry of kills on both sides, by the way. The New Mexico was not the only victim. That enemy U-190 just took out the friendly U-69, chalking up his 3rd kill. The friendly Bayern obliterated the enemy Pensacola. Alpha just nailed the enemy New Mexico. And then the Caracciolo that he tried and failed to finish off killed the friendly Helena, and the friendly Amagi just got a depth charge kill on the enemy U-69. Sadly, not the U-190. The Anhalt over there is running into cover, and the U-190 was spotted. Sorry, not the U-190, the Anshan, the destroyer, was spotted in the gap between those 2 islands up ahead, just outside the border of the cap circle here at Alpha, which is the only cap circle that the team possess. The enemy team have Bravo and Charlie, but if you have a look at the map up in the top northeast corner, there's an extremely brave Amagi heading into the cap circle at Charlie against an enemy Amagi And that U-190, who's already on 3 kills. Meanwhile, it looks like the friendly Salmon is on the surface, or was, and has now been forced to dive, but was at least attempting to contest the central cap circle at Bravo. And oh look, around the corner here, at Alpha. Well, that's an extremely suspicious looking smokescreen, isn't it? Oh, the team have just lost to Nuremberg. But let's just focus on this smokescreen. So that's the enemy Anshan. He's attempting to flip the cap at Alpha. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10 for effort. It's just his execution that leaves a lot to be desired. Because when you're sitting inside a smokescreen, if you don't have radar or hydro, or somebody outside the smokescreen spotting for you, you are basically blind. And it's fairly obvious that there's somebody else in the cap circle with him. Because it's contested, you are not alone in the cap circle. So if you are going to sit blind inside a smokescreen, when you know there's somebody in the cap circle with you, at least position yourself in such a way that you can either beat a hasty retreat or have your torpedoes ready to go if the worst happens. Neither of which the Anshan did. So that's Alpha's second kill. The cap is secure, and honestly, the Anshan couldn't have made that kill easier for him if he tried. Now he's going to need to deal with this Anhalt, however, if he wants to advance across the open ocean between Cap Circle Alpha and Cap Circle Bravo to help out the rest of the team. Oh, and by the way, the Amagi is dead, torpedoed by that U-190. That's now his 4th kill. Alpha is spotted, that'll be the Anhalt, but he's pre-angled. Well, actually, providing that the ship that you're facing isn't capable of overmatching your bows, and with 32mm of bow plating, that requires Yamato caliber guns or bigger, so he's perfectly safe from that in a tier 8 battle. You can just nose straight in. Worst high explosive salvo I think I've ever seen, by the way. Most of those shots didn't even land in the same postcode as each other, but he's managed to get a fire go, and he's switching to the armor piercing. You have to assume the Anhalt is going to do the same. He's easily able to dodge the Anhalt single torpedo. Now he just needs to get those guns reloaded before he misses the opportunity. He's going to need to slam the brakes on here to avoid the ram. That's exactly what he's doing. Wait for it, wait for it. Boom. Not quite a headshot, but the fire finished him off. And in the nick of time too. Very narrowly avoided, ramming into the target, and both of them going down. Takes a hit there from the enemy carrier. I believe it's an Independence. But this is fine. Absolutely fine. Damage control is up. Fires are out. He's not in any immediate danger of having another fire set or a flood. And he's still got 4 charges left on his heel. The team now have 2 of the 3 cap circles. There are only 4 enemies left. 2 of them spotted. The Amagi, who's just gone undetected, and the Caracciolo over there. The other 2, the submarine, the U-190, obviously not spotted, still on 4 kills, and actually the carrier has been spotted. Good job, the friendly carrier. And he's just sitting there. His engine isn't running. Oh wait, no, I spoke too soon. The engine is running. Shots out. Trying to nail him before he gets into cover behind the island as the rocket attack planes come in. Every shot misses. No, wait, 1 hit. And it's an over-penetration. Because of course it is. Oh, big hits there on the Caracciolo. I think that was possibly a torpedo. Not quite sure who from. Could have been the Mayhan, could have been the Salmon. I think those were probably Mayhan torpedoes. You can see the Salmon launching torpedoes out there now. Thing is, the Caracciolo is managing to get into cover behind the island over there. So even though he's on probably about a 1/3 health, there's nothing, or very little, that the Salmon can do to capitalise. I mean, it looks like a torpedo hit or 2, possibly. But the Caracciolo is going to get away. Alpha's portside AA guns hammering away. Yep, here comes the Independence. It's going to take 2, but tier 6 carrier airdrop torpedoes, they don't do a huge amount of damage. This is fine. The Caracciolo has gotten away. Now pay attention to the Salmon. And the Amagi, who is given a perfect broadside target here, and Alpha does have a armor piercing preloaded. Shots out. No citadels, but lots of AP penetrations, resulting in nearly 17,000 damage. And watch the Salmon. You just watched a 2,000-ton submarine thinking it was a good idea to try to ram a 47,000-ton battlecruiser. Yes, really. Amagi's burning, and now it's just a question of what's going to get there first. Alpha's reloads or the Mayhan's torpedoes? My money is on Alpha's reloads. But it's a good job I'm not a betting man because, yeah, that's right. Gets one salvo off at a range of 10 kilometers, 17,000 damage. Gets another salvo off at a range of 8.5 kilometers, same flat broadside target, 6,000 damage. That's just the inconsistency of these guns. He's also managed to dodge the Mayhan's torpedoes, so if you guessed neither, it was actually going to be the fires set by the Independence that finished the Yamagi off, then award yourself an internet brownie point. Oh, and for those of you who were paying attention, while all of that was going on, that enemy U-190 just got itself the Kraken Unleashed, torpedoing and sinking the friendly Bayern. Somebody needs to get that guy's kill streak under control, as the friendly Mayhan drops a smokescreen here for Alpha. It's not for his own benefit. U-190 briefly spotted. There go the depth charge attack planes. Holds one charge in reserve, just in case he needs it. AP ready to go. Gets the U-190, shots out at the Caracciolo. For once the dispersion is nice and tight. Boom, headshot. Kraken Unleashed and double strike, taking out the submarine and the battleship within 10 seconds of each other. And here comes the Independence. Last ship left alive on the enemy team. Not spotted, by the way, thanks to the Mayhan smokescreen, but it's a good drop from the Independence anyway, although with the combined anti-aircraft firepower of the Mayhan and the Richelieu, they only managed to get the one torpedo away. It did cause a flood, but damage control is up and ready to go. Still got 3 charges left on his heel. This is not a problem. However, despite the fact that it is now 4 against 1, the enemy team can still win this. They're 500 points ahead. Unless they catch and kill that USS Independence within the next... Well, there's 5 minutes of the battle left, but with 865 points, it's going to take less than 5 minutes for him to reach 1,000 points and win with the one cap circle under his control. Okay, damage control's on cooldown, but this is fine, it's just a fire. He's still got 3 charges of the heel. Unfortunately, he's now run out of charges of his engine boost. And the Independence, I mean, well, he can fire now, and the island in front of him will get in the way, which he tried to do, or he could wait until he cleared the island in front of him, and then the island in front of the Independence would have been in the way, so he didn't really have an awful lot of choice there. Right now, I think the Mayhan's thinking, do I stay with the Richelieu and double up our anti-aircraft firepower, or do I run for the cap circle at Charlie and flip it? And the smart thing to do now is to run for the cap circle at Charlie and flip it and stop the enemy team from getting any further points. Because if the Independence is smart, he's just going to hide behind that island and wait it out. Now, the Richelieu's a fast battleship, but with no engine... Okay, scrub round that. He came out from behind the island. 952 points. High explosive, nothing. And remember, he's got a 30-second reload. I'm pretty sure it's the only Tier 8 battleship on with 15-inch guns that has a 30-second reload. The Mayhan is going for that cap circle. Come on, Mayhan, get in there. Okay, it's being contested. The Mayhan's in the cap circle, but the enemy team is still accumulating points. I don't understand what's going on. Somebody needs to spot that carrier, quick. Friendly carrier, get your aircraft over there. No, he's surface spotted. He's switched to the armor piercing, come on. And that's when I suddenly realised what the bug was in the replay. The 1,000 points is Alpha's team, not the enemy team. I was panicking for nothing. I thought, how the hell? The Mayhan was clearly in the cap circle. It was being contested. Why is the enemy team still accumulating points? But the bug was in the scores at the top of the screen. The scores were flipped. The 1,000 points on the enemy team side was actually Alpha's team's score. They won by reaching 1,000 points. So the Mayhan didn't desperately need to flip that cap circle. How early on in the replay did you guys realise exactly what was going on? Because I literally didn't realise until the very last second. Commiserations, by the way, to the U-190 on the enemy team. 1,500 base XP on a defeat. That has got to suck. But congratulations and hurrah for Alpha 908 in the Richelieu. What I thought was going to be a loss was actually going to be a victory all along. World of Warships replay system, working as intended. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.